I met Fred and his wonderful late wife Barbara over 20 years ago when I was working at St. James Hospital, where Barbara was a member of the hospital's Women's Auxiliary. She was a retired nurse, but still very involved at the hospital raising funds. Fred, as I said, taught mathematics at Alfred State for over 31 years. Barbara was a stay-at-home mother who then decided to attend Alfred State and go to the nursing program and graduated in 1976. Their late brother Richard also graduated in 1981 along with his son Richard Jr. in 2004. Tim has asked about how talked about how he and his three siblings attended Alfred State and have very fond memories being here with their parents. Alfred State was like a second family to them. I met Tim and Wendy in October of 2018 when they came to tour and visit the campus to reconnect. It was an instant friendship as we both had heard so much about each other from their parents. Fred and Barbara are so incredibly proud of all their children and grandchildren, and I'm so grateful to them for bringing you all into my life and back to Alfred State. Isn't it funny how everything comes back to your roots? We are here today to celebrate the new Harris Hall foyer and Harris Hall auditorium made possible by a generous gift of $500,000 from Tim and Wendy. Tim is dedicated to enriching students' education and experience. Tim graduated with a degree in engineering science in 1977 from Alfred State. Then he went on to Cornell University where he met the wonderful Wendy. And then he went to Northwestern for his MBA. Tim was then asked by some friends from Cornell to start working at a new company called Texas Instruments. That's how the Texas venture started and was the start of an amazing career. After several years of working at Texas Instruments, he was then recruited to work for the newly founded company called Compaq Computers. These two companies are foundational pillars of what technology is today, and Tim was in it from the ground up. Absolutely incredible to think of all the changes in such a short period of time. He remains deeply grateful to his alma mater for providing a solid education, the cornerstone of his professional achievements. And growing up in Hornell, Tim's experience and degree from Alfred State undeniably laid the foundation for his remarkable path and success in the tech field and as an entrepreneur. He is passionate about giving back to the institution that afforded him many opportunities and aims to ensure that the future of pioneers have the necessary support to be successful. Tim is incredibly proud of his education as an Alfred State pioneer and hopes that this facility inspires countless generations of pioneers to pursue their goals, dreams, and a fulfilling life with passion and determination. Tim and Wendy are major donors to the college and are doing their part to ensure the top-notch education of future pioneers. He renovated this foyer and auditorium to improve the equipment and creating a gathering, group work, and technologically advanced environment in a modern setting. It looks absolutely amazing, Tim and Wendy, and we are so grateful for your generous support of the college and of our students. Now, I would like to introduce Carrie Coakley, Vice President of Academic Affairs, to talk more about the impact of this space. Carrie?
Thank you, Danielle. Within the Division of Academic Affairs, we get the opportunity to see our students learn and grow as individuals, scholars, and professionals every day. Our success as a division and as an institution derives from the success of our students, both them and when they're a student and when they graduate as an alum. Days like today, when we celebrate both the success of our alumni and their generosity in giving back to our students, remind us of the impact that we can have as educators and the value that our graduates continue to see in our students and our academic programs. While some of you may see this space as a mere foyer and an auditorium, I wanted to share a little bit about how our community uses this space and will continue to use it in the future. On any given day when you enter the building, come into here, and you will see, as you maybe did when you walked in today, students studying. They get in groups, they do their projects, Sometimes faculty are here with them, sort of maybe doing some office hours or just conversing with them. I've seen advisory boards gather out here for refreshments before their meetings with our faculty. And then you'll just see people saying hello, chatting, and walking through, as they're kind of doing while we're standing here, to get to class. Other times you'll see it filled with prospective students. As they're coming to tour the campus, they see the school. This is sort of a nice gathering space for our students to hear from our tour guides, learn about the programs. And then just beyond this wall, you'll get to see it in a few minutes, is Harris Hall. It's our largest classroom on campus. And it serves not only as a lecture hall, but also for events that are outside of class. In my past year, as I've been here, I have used the auditorium to watch our architecture and design faculty give a lecture series and talk about their areas of expertise to their students. Our senior digital media and animation students had a short film festival for the community, their parents, and other students on campus. Our new students go in there for orientation and week of welcome activities with our faculty. And we partner with AU and our friends down the road in Incubator Works to host an AHA competition for our budding entrepreneurs to do pitches, kind of like a Shark Tank format, in our auditorium as well. So that's just a little smattering of what happens in that space. And because of all the kinds of events that we wanted to happen, it was important to us that it be outfitted and updated and modernized, both in the seating and the technology. So our technology's still on order, but when it gets here, I feel like this is like the warranty at the end of the commercial, but they wanted me to tell you what would be in there. It will include a full high-definition laser projector, a 16-foot by 9-foot theater-grade screen, a large format 86-inch interactive TV, theater-grade JBL speakers and amplifiers, a new Alfred State branded electronically adjustable standing teaching station with a touch-screen monitor, professional-grade document camera. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right, and this is your showcase. All right. Stay to your strip, Carrie. A camera and audio control system. It will be connected for hybrid learning, so we're hoping to bring in some guest speakers from outside of Alfred State, and also our students can maybe talk to other students at other schools. It will have a 3 PTZ, which stands for pan, tilt, and zoom camera, multiple microphone arrays around the room, and we're also installing, this is really important to us, a fully ADA compliant Wi-Fi based assistive listening system. So folks who need that can have that in this space. So we're so incredibly excited to have all of this available for our students, our faculty, the larger community. So on behalf of all of us in Academic Affairs, I want to extend a thank you both to Tim and Wendy for your generous contribution that made all of this possible. And I look forward to seeing all that these spaces will allow us to continue to accomplish for both our current and our future pioneers. It's now my pleasure to introduce Steve Morrow.
Thank you and welcome. It's a great day. I put my glasses on. I'm getting a little old here. Need a little help nowadays. Well, many of you know me as president of Alfred State College, which I am. Many of you may not know that I am also a tenured faculty member here at the college. It comes with the appointment, but it is the title faculty of the many names that I go by, or sometimes get called, that I am most proud of, because it is the most noblest and important of all positions here at the college. So I am beyond honored and humbled to be in the presence here today of faculty greatness in Mr. Fred Harris, a faculty member of over 30 years here at Alfred State. Thank you, sir, for your time and commitment to the college. Can we give him one more round of applause, please? I know I'm going to be in trouble tonight, aren't I? But thank you also for sending so many of your family members here to Alfred State. We are still taking applications to any Harris children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, close relatives, just saying. But today is all about the most generous gift of Mr. Tim and Wendy Harris that has made it possible for the creation of this incredible foyer space and the newly named Harris Hall that we will soon enter, the largest lecture room at the college. Dr. Coakley has already told you about this space and all the uses that we will have for it, so I thought I would share with you a personal story that brings that description to life. As a faculty, I've had the opportunity to get back in the classroom this semester, and I'm teaching a course on student success, designed for students who are in need of material that will help them succeed in college. Unfortunately, I wasn't assigned to teach in Harris Hall. The lecture room, as it turns out, is in pretty high demand, and not even the poll from the president could get me in there. But in my conference room where I was assigned, one of my students in class, we'll say Joey is his name, he had to drop a course because he wasn't doing so well. And Mr. Harris, can you believe it? It was math. But anyways, outside of math, Joey's a great student. And he's a construction management major, and it's been my pleasure to get to know him and work with him. And we've been going through a lecture in academic engagement, and I asked him where he studied. He told me he spends a lot of time in the engineering technology building. We give the students here 24-hour card swipe access to the building, and his favorite space on campus to study is this place right here where we are standing. And this place, which will play a pivotal role in Joey's success, and many students like him, would not be possible without the generosity of Tim and Wendy Harris. So thank you again. As a public institution of higher education, we receive public support from the Construction Fund of New York for building maintenance. And we are incredibly appreciative of that support, but that funding is designed to make our spaces operational, not optimally functional for our students and the faculty who engage students in the learning process. And our mission to make tuition affordable makes something of this quality unattainable for us without the support of people like Tim and Wendy Harris. So from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of administration, the faculty, the students like Joey, thank you. And now I would like to invite Tim Harris to the podium to say a few words.
Here, I represent the whole Harris family, all of them, from our father Fred, this is going to be a tough one, to all of we Harris children, influenced by him and this institution. And I'm going to kind of talk about some of that here for just a second. It's, so all the sentiments I'm about to share come from everyone here. If I say something stupid, then it's all me, and you'll hear it from the audience. So it's an unbelievable space out here in there, and it was chosen because it does represent the nexus of our family, because it gets a lot of use by the engineering department and the math departments, the technical side of the equation, which was a major home for our dad, and but it's also heavily used by the health department, which I'll explain in a minute is a key focal point for family members here and not here today as well. So I'm very proud of the space. It's 160 some seats. I don't know how many it is, which is huge. It's, I guess, the largest on campus, you said. But we Harris people are greedy, and we want to ask that this space holds just a little bit more. The first is thank you to our dad. All right, our dad came here first to work in the registrar's office as a young man, a very young man with a lot of children. I'll just say somewhere between 1 and 5. And he proceeded to take himself to full tenured professor of mathematics here, while at the same time earning 2 master's degrees, one in math and one in teaching or education, all while raising a family of 5, working and putting food on the table. And that's not it. That's not even all of it. Our home was filled with big ideas, always, and books. in music, piano, chess, movies that I'm still addicted to, unfortunately, as he knows. And we were shown through his example and our mother's that it's good, it's okay to strive for something that's greater than yourself, to want something better for yourself, to search and strive for bigger ideals. But just like Alfred State, it's always grounded and was always grounded in reality, which was, if you want it, then you own the responsibility to get there and the hard work it takes to get there. And he was a living, breathing example of that, as I just described. How can you possibly repay something like that? It's impacted all of my family sitting here and those that aren't here. So we dedicate this space as the best we can do, because we can never repay it. But to say thank you, we can never pay back what we owe, but in some small way, we want to tell you thank you and we love you. So. But as you've already heard a little bit here, we're still very greedy because we wanted to hold even more. Because not just from our dad, but as you've heard here, a lot of us owe our own direct obligations to the people here, both past and current, for all they did for us. And I want to just touch on them real briefly again. My brother Steve, he came here in the health department. I believe it was lab tech that you were in, because he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He found it because of his start here. He also found his wife here, Jan, in the same department. And Steve went on in a career of starting, running, acquiring medical labs for hospital systems all up and down the East Coast. Jan worked in the same field as they raised their families. Our mother, having raised 5 brats, well, at least 4. Yeah, I told you if I got it wrong, they would correct me. Having raised 5 kids, 3 of us still at home, possibly 4, I don't remember if you were commuting in one point. She decided she wanted more out of life. Think about it, what could be more than us? But and she came here, she chose here, the health department and the nursing program, and then worked as a nurse in both Bethesda and St. James hospitals here in Hornell for years, loved every minute of it. And her time here was actually overlapped with our brother Steve. Now think about that. What institution serves a mother of 5 and one of her sons at the same time, in the same department, going different directions and being integral to getting them there? Well, that's the people here to do that. And she was so proud when he stuck his head into her classroom to say something to her, and her classmates want to know who the heck that was, and she was able to say her son. She talked about that forever, forever. Our older brother, Rick, who's no longer with us, he found himself in a job that was literally not conducive to his physical health. And he had to make a change in his life. He had a wife and he had children. He had to make a change. He wanted and needed something better for himself and his family. Of course, where we were always looked to turn to for the starting foundation to move on, he came here. And he found a career in the IT department across the valley here at Alfred University. A job he loved, and he owed to this place. I came here out of high school knowing I wanted to follow technology. That's why I can't wait for the technology to show up in this room. It should have been first. But after a decade, just watching the space program and everything that's being spawned from that, being a math and science guy, I don't know where I got that from. That's what I wanted, and this institution did more than any place I then went from here to prepare me for that career that's lasted to this day. Our brother Don, he worked here for a year or two on his way to earning his law degree and establishing ultimately his own law practice in the Raleigh area. I don't know how it happened, but our sister somehow avoided Alfred State. But she loved music, and she founded at Ithaca College, so we'll see what we can do. So as you can see, this institution runs through the very fiber of each of us and our family, and we owe it more than words can say. So this very small room is shrinking, right? Not only for our gratitude to our dad, but from ourselves and what you've done for us and our families. It can never be repaid. So I hear all these thanks. It doesn't work that way. It only goes one way, this way, because we owe the gratitude. That's how we want it to work. But we're still not done, because there's one more thing this room and this beautiful space has to hold, and that's our desire, our hope, and our wish that this space holds all the dreams and aspirations of everybody who comes through here next, so that they have the exact same opportunity that we had here, and that it never goes away. And this amazing group of people continue to serve others just like they served us. So I just want to say thank you. We can never repay. And Dad, we love you very much, and thank you.
You ready? We're ready. Okay, here we go. You grab this end. Here we go. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Woohoo!
Oh, I'm
Please,
sorry.
everybody,
No,
enjoy
that's
the
okay.
space, enjoy the refreshments, enjoy the company. There we go.